mean, start a new guy, and if Twitter account, hit me up on that. I don't know what's going to be yet. Glad to
I want to keep that in the fridge. So let's put that away. That is okay. Yeah. Merci. I want to carve it out. I want to bronze them. I want to really taste that amazing flavor of that lobster. And I can only achieve that if I roll it, carve it out beautifully. You can hear it, that tongue tells you exactly what's happening in here. And of course confirmed by these instruments here.
The body of the sauce is made from red peppers, roughly chopped and blitzed until smooth.
And what today is all about is that I'm collecting wood and hopefully getting some builds, some houses built. My first house will be a starter house. It's a small little house in the mountain. What on earth is that?
I put all that in here to simmer very slowly.
A gentle simmer will release maximum flavor.
I don't want a bowl, I want an infusion. I want something where all these flavors merge and marry each other.
I'm only going to get 3 bits of cobblestone.
Simple alchemy here, which is exciting, which the cooks feel truly excited.
The sauce is strained.
Build a crafting table down here because I can't bother using that one up there. Get 3 more bits. Again, stone axe. And what you want to do from here, guys, is you want to get some more wood. When it gets to night time, and there's that crafting table I forgot to pick up. When it gets to night time, then that's the time that you want to start mining. As if you're in hard or easy or normal, but I'm not in that. I'm in peaceful right now. Because it's just literally annoying when I get killed by mobs. So I started in peaceful, but you might want to start it in hard. Yeah, so if you're more along that line of someone that actually is really experienced in survival, you should put it on easy or hard. It doesn't matter to me because I'm starting on... Okay, that was weird. I'm starting on this for a reason. This difficulty is started on purpose, basically. Because I'm going to need some time to build my empire. I'm going to need to get some more cobblestone for like walls on the empire.
This better be good.
And basically, yeah. What on earth is that? And so I'm going to need some time to start an empire. And
now something else for you to say yes to. More seafood that's a little bit fitter, but well worth
new builds will be created if you just hit me up in the comments section what you want me to build. Preferably not family that hits me up in the comments section. Up in the comments section, like build this thing here.
Blooming ages to get this right in a domestic environment. This seems like a fat on with your rice, but
and my YouTube's just crashed.
It's short grain rice. It's a bit sticky, it's a bit firm.
I can't wait to get my own internet.
No, it needs treating with respect.
Because Lisa won't have to. But look at this.
And you wash it, not once.
You got squid skin.
Right. You just leave that to stand now. For 15 minutes.
Right now,
can find it, some kombu seeding. You pop the rice in. Stir it once.
Right, so we're gonna go and
Put the lid on.
hit the mines early.
Simmer for 10 minutes.
Hopefully
Once
won't
that's
die in
cooked,
this
we need
mine.
to make some rice dressing. So we start with rice.
Just like we're away to die.
200 ml of vinegar.
Nope.
Pop that into a pan.
And
For that vinegar, we want
we'll
4
just collect
tablespoons
the normal
of sugar
resources.
and 4 teaspoons of salt.
Coal,
Leave that
iron,
till it dissolves, which won't take long.
go from iron, mine iron with iron, pickaxe,
After 10 minutes, the rice should have absorbed
get
all the
some
water. Now we turn the heat off and we leave that
some of the
for
blue
20
stuff.
minutes just to settle in its own steam.
And I just found it already, guys. I don't know how long, it's 6 minutes into the video and I've found diamonds already.
Right, the time has come.
So,
The rice is done.
I'm going to quickly take coordinates down with the
We
diamonds.
put the rice into the bowl. As you can see, it's cooked through.
Oh god,
No water
I
in the
did not mean
bottom,
to do that.
no mess.
Right.
Now, let's dress the rice.
And basically, you put it over the rice and kind of cut it through with a slicing motion, but
So,
hopefully not
I'm
mashing
going to
the
leave
hot
those
rice.
diamonds.
And then it's got to be cool.
They're so blue.
But with a fan. This process is known as
I'm going to leave
caramelizing
them.
the rice. And it kind of produces the sheen on the rice. So you want 10 minutes like this. Then, using a rice paddle, turn the rice over. After 2 minutes, turn it over 2 minutes. Turn it over 2 minutes. Then it should be fine. 2 minutes. Don't mess it up sometimes. I've just put an electric fan there. But it's not right really, though, is it? You know. It's wrong. No. It's perfect.
We're going to make some nori rolls.
Oh, look what good
How's
on
that
the
rice
back
coming
it
along,
was.
kids?
That's got to be 10 minutes by now.
Look at that. Stick.
Oh,
That's a sushi rice roll.
sleep?
that's it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
That
perfect.
was the one about the sleep, is it?
Take a sheet of nori seaweed and cut it into strips. Then cover your bamboo rolling mat in cling film. So take your nori. Now you start with it shiny side down. Now we want to cover, this is a narrow roll, up to there with the rice. And leave about 1.5 centimetres, 2 centimetres. And don't put too much rice in. Got a good stick, but every grain separate. Just a little smudging of wasabi down the middle. Wasabi is a Japanese relative of horseradish, and be careful, it's powerful stuff. You don't want to create a pocket of wasabi, it's going to give somebody a dreadful fright.
Next, add some sliced raw salmon and cucumber.
Now just wet that edge. So we want this to form a seal. Roll it, keep that in the middle. And turn it over. Keep it tight. Use your mat, squeeze it like so. And you know you roll.
Hi, Daddy.
Just cut
Sit back.
into bite-sized rolls.
Come on. Say I love you too.
And again, these are fresh and sticky. There's a million miles away.
So now what you want to do, guys, is you want
Another variation
to
using
smelt the
nori
iron.
is gunboat sushi. Simply make a patty of rice, wrap a strip of nori around it, and then fill it with salmon or herring roll.
For nigiri or finger sushi, create an elongated patty of rice. Take your third finger and your thumb, like so, and you make the shape of a patty.
To go on top, we've got tuna, salmon, and some king prawns on skewers, which I'm going to poach in a flavoursome mixture of 2 tablespoons of sake and 500 ml of water.
And this will just sweeten the prawns up even more.
Comes to the boil, try and put them in all at once so they cook all at the same time. Instantly they start to change colours.
1 minute.
And out the cook.
Now place a dot of wasabi. Now take a piece of fish, it's lovely tuna, put it on the top, like so. And again, take it back to your hand, third finger and thumb, and kind of shape the fish around the rice pasty. It's the first finger sushi. And that's homemade nigiri sushi.
How beautiful does that look?
Oh, but get your rice right. The rest of it, yeah, it's just culinary macaroni.
Now, an old-fashioned classic fit for a queen, or king if you like. It's a crown of lamb, cooked here by James Martin.
I'm going to make an extravagant crown of lamb with Duchess potatoes. It's a Michelin star quality showstopper that you can cook at home. I'm going to serve that with a lovely stuffing of mushrooms and tarragon. To start the filling, blitz an onion in a blender until it's very finely chopped. Then sweat it down in a warm pan with butter. Next, blitz 300 grams of ground cap and button mushrooms until a fine dice. Add it to the pan and turn up the heat. There's quite a lot of moisture that comes out of mushrooms, so don't be tempted to add too much liquid to this, particularly butter. You're actually sort of dry frying it, really. Once the moisture is cooked away, put the mix in a bowl, along with some chopped tarragon.
I checked my bus on it says I can just take it 3 cents a day.
And 50 grams of breadcrumbs.
Or I can just take it when I need.
And mix this all together.
I took one this morning.
A really good binding agent, you could put egg in here, but what I'm going to use is some lamb mince. So I think it just basically holds the structure together a lot nicer than having egg. So chuck in the minced lamb. Give this a good mix. This is where seasoning is really quite important when you're doing stuffing. You can't season it afterwards, so you've got to season it properly. And we can just leave this just to one side. Meanwhile, we'll prepare our lamb. Now, to make our crown of lamb, you need 2 best ends of lamb. Now, if I join these together with a spine running down the centre, this would be a saddle of lamb. And when you separate them, obviously you've got your racks of lamb. If I cut through these chops, you get your lamb chops. Now, what you need to ask for is one that's done French trimmed. French trim means that the bones have been cleaned and they've removed what they call a chine. It's a bone that runs underneath here, and if they don't cut that off, you'll never be able to cut through the chops when it comes to serving it. Now, to turn this into a crown of lamb, what we need to do is just make little nicks in between each joint. I'm doing this so I can shape it more easily. Then all I need is to tie some string around the racks, which will form a crown as I tighten the string. Now start adding the stuffing into the centre. I'm going to serve that with a potato dish that's also not really often done very much. This is pomme duchesse, or duchesse potatoes. And for that, we want some basic baked potatoes. For this, I'm using my trusty potato ricer. Scoop out the flesh from the baked spuds. And with a good squeeze, it's velvety smooth. There's so many fantastic old-fashioned potato dishes out there that are good enough to put on any menu, really, whether it's for dinner party at home or in a restaurant, and this is one of them. You'll find this in 3-star Michelin restaurants, and you'll find it's easy to do at home. So we've got the mashed potato, and now what we add is just a little knob of butter. Adding the 3 egg yolks gives the duchesse a richness and sophistication that's a cut above your average potatoes. You can see the colour of the egg yolks. It just transforms this. Now we need to season it. Some black pepper. Now this is a dish like so many
one drip from meringues that I was always told.
Really, you can make these in advance. And that's really the downfall, I think, of a lot of home cooks. They don't actually know what to make in advance and what to leave at the last minute.
It was pissing down with rain when I
It's
made
all
my
about
fucking
presentation.
first ever batch
So I'm
of
shaping them with a piping bag for some extra finesse. That may appear a little bit fancy. It Probably is, to be
It's
honest.
alright if you follow the ingredients to the letter.
And all we need to do now
That's
is
important.
put this in the oven. But not that one, this one. Now you can cook this conventionally in the oven, but I'm going to use one of these, which is about the same sort of temperature, about 200 degrees. This wants to cook for about half an hour. Now I love cooking on this, purely the fact that it gives the lamb a brilliant flavour, almost like a barbecued flavour, because you've got the charcoals underneath. So to me, it's the ultimate outdoor oven. After half an hour in my oven come barbecue, the lamb is ready. And with 5 minutes to brown off, the potatoes don't look bad either. Now you've got to admit, this is seriously impressive with the stuffing in it, particularly with those duck chest potatoes. It's so easy to carve as well. You just take a slice, each chop comes off, but also you've got some of this great stuffing, which still keeps it nice and moist, because the lamb has surrounded it as well.
But I'm not a fan of lamb anyway.
Just when you thought roast dinners couldn't get any better.
Looks just like pork, that.
That is delicious. I think we've lost
Yeah,
the art
you
of
know it's
cooking
lamb
food
anyway,
with a sense
it's
of
lamb
theatre.
chops. So
Why have an ordinary rack of lamb when you can turn it into a crown? And the usual mash when you could have duchesse.
Our final dish of the day is a pudding, a beautiful chocolate cake showstopper that Mary and Paul set as one of their bake-off challenges.
Now this cake is something I've been making for years. I call it my chocolate fudge cake. It's a very good base for a cake. It's lovely and moist. It's really chocolatey. And I find to make a good chocolate cake to use cocoa. So if you can measure me 125 grams of cocoa, and that gives a strong chocolate flavour.
Stuffing.
It's not just any stuffing, it's lamb mint stuffing.
Into the cocoa, stir 200 millilitres of boiling water.
Lamb mince with 2 sorts of mushrooms and onions and...
Add 6 large eggs, 100 millilitres of milk, 350 grams of self-raising flour, and a tablespoon of baking powder.
That is, there you are. Did you know 1 tablespoon?
1 tablespoon, okay.
I
never heard of it. I never heard of it. I'm doing it now.
That's what I need, proper spoons.
What do you like?
I'm seeking perfection.
See you are.
Add 550 grams of caster sugar and 200 grams of softened butter.
Go down with the top. I'm going to speed that up for a moment.
Mary's all-in-one method using extra baking powder means you only need to do 1 mix of the ingredients to guarantee you a rich, chocolatey sponge.
So what are you looking for when you're mixing it? What sort of consistency, what sort of texture are you looking for?
It's a soft, frothing batter. That looks right to me.
I'll just have a look at that inside.
Such a nice colour. Mary gets the perfect cake height by filling 2 20-centimetre sandwich tins to halfway.
It's a lovely mixture, isn't it?
And 1 10-centimetre and 1 15-centimetre cake tin to 2/3 full. The 20-centimetre tins need 25 to 30 minutes. The 10-centimetre tin needs 35 to 40 minutes. And the 15-centimetre tin needs 45 to 50 minutes.
So our fudge cakes are beautifully baked, nice and level on top, and they need to be stone cold. I'm now going to make some white chocolate ganache. Now that can be very tricky to make, but I evolved a recipe that is foolproof. I've got 300 ml of double cream here.
Pour the cream in a pan and heat until it's hand hot. Then break up 400 grams of white chocolate.
I'm not accounting for any that you might eat en route.
Add to the pan and stir until it's dissolved.
You see, I've still got my hand here touching the side of the pan, so you realise it's not getting too hot.
Because of its high fat content, white chocolate can easily split, so be careful. As soon as the chocolate is fully melted, pour into a bowl and let it set in the fridge.
And you get that last little drop out.
Looks like curd, doesn't it, at this stage?
Lovely. So that needs to get absolutely cold.
Once cooled, beat it into 300 grams of cream cheese, a spoonful at a time.
Do you want to mix and I'll put it in?
I think I'd rather you mixed.
Okay then.
Now that looks absolutely perfect. The consistency that we want. Look, it's just sort of spreadable,
Yeah.
and we'll be able to get a nice finish to that cake.
Tempering is the process of heating and cooling chocolate to create a high shine and a good snap.
Once it's melting, we take it up to 47. Once it reaches 47, I'll just take it off the heat, and it needs to cool down to 31. At 31 degrees C, you can then pipe it, do something with it, and then it'll set.
Tempering creates new small crystals in the chocolate that gives it its professional looking finish.
Nearly there, 46.
Going over 47 degrees risks burning the chocolate and making it lumpy and bitter.
47, and off it comes. The rest of the buttons will go in there, and we need to cool that down to 31.
Paul's using the seeding method of tempering, adding cold chocolate.
It's like adding ice cubes to your gin and tonic, remember that, Mary?
I do very well, and there's no sign of any now.
If you look at that now, it just dropped below 31, so we're now good to go.
You deserve a little tap on the back.
Pipe directly onto acetate, which has been marked out to the
Why?
height of the collar.
Because you're weird.
Shop would sell acetate.
Would have it.
Model shop.
Okay.
Acetate provides a flexible template for your tempered chocolate, allowing you to wrap it around
Okay,
the cake.
Literally just doing circles. Excuse me, Mary. And once I've done that, then I'm going to strengthen it by just going over the bottom.
We're gonna have to change our contact for
What we don't want to do
PS4.
is see this thing collapse.
Why?
Because do you know what Jordan's done?
Or could you straighten
It's on
out
spray
that
paint
acetate
all over
bit?
his shed.
That's
That means I have to change it, why?
flatten it down a bit. You can do anything
Because
with acetate.
the
You
point
use
is,
someone's name, Mary.
it's our contact and he's just sprayed it all over his shed.
You
Got
should
a long
really
way to
change
go,
it.
you know. But I'll still be here to keep an eye on you.
The piped chocolate needs to be
That's
left
just our
to set
reputation
at room
going down.
temperature.
Not really, he's advertising.
Gosh, they feel fluffy and squidgy.
You shouldn't advertise it.
These are quite soft at the
They
edge,
are.
which is as they should be.
Slice in half the 10 centimetre and the 15 centimetre cakes.
Sawing action backwards and forwards will do to cover the whole cake, and the rest
Leave
will
my bum alone, you.
down to there. Very
I'd
good.
like to get again.
Sandwich each
Then
layer
I was
together.
touching it
It's
again.
going to taste good, Mary. I just know it is.
And then we have, I'll give you a little, being just a little bit too generous there, haven't I? Now we come to the assembly.
Heated and sieved apricot jam is used to stick the cakes together.
Right, that's on top.
Also known as masking jam, it helps prevent the crumbs getting into the icing.
So I'm going to start here.
Take your time to ensure your icing is even.
Oh, this is taking me a long time. It's very, very fresh to do. How about you starting on the other side?
I'll try.
We'll put the bowl between us.
I'm trying to make the
I'm just
I
placing
need to
that
find
off.
that anyway.
So that's fine. It's all ready for your beautiful finish.
What we're going to start one side here. Feed this. I'm a bit blind, and I'm still on target there.
You're on target and you're level.
Put the bottom one on now. Gently coax it round. What I'm going to do is just gently peel off. Got to be careful.
It's looking good. I feel like giving you a big clap.
If you don't have a thermometer, Mary has a simple tip to produce elegant chocolate curls.
I've been doing a bit of experimenting, and I find a combination of half chocolate cake covering and half a less expensive chocolate with about cocoa solids between 35 and 40. That is put in a bowl over hot water, melted together, then poured out like that. And then if you take a cheese parer, this one was bought for £1.50, and then you just drag it across the top. I think that's rather pretty with a little pleating on it. So press it down really, really hard. Give it a little wriggle. really big, bold rolls.
I think you can put some on the top.
Just pile them up. You're known for dusting flour all over the place with your hands. I'll do it with icing sugar over the top. It just gives a little finish like snow. Such a special occasion. That, I think, is a true showstopper.
That looks great. To certainly be through to the next round. Possibly even star baker. Well done, Mary.
Thank you.
I can drink it from Mama.
Well, Paul, this is our showstopper chocolate creation.
The snap on that chocolate is beautiful.
And you've got such a good shine from it.
There's your piece.
Lovely.
I'm just going to get my knife in here. Get myself a wedge too. Now for the eating. That sponge looks great.
I think it was right that we filled the middle of each one because otherwise it would be too solid and chocolate. Gosh, that white chocolate ganache goes really well with the simple chocolate cake base.
So you've got sponge chocolate, you've got ganache, you've got tempered chocolate, 3 different types of chocolate going on in there, and 3 different textures. But all together, the flavours really work well.
Well, I hope you found that cake and all today's dishes suitably impressive. Make sure you join me for more next time. Until then, take care now. Bye-bye.
The latest word on the weekend's Premier League action next on BBC Two, including Leicester's trip to Southampton on Match of the Day 2 Extra. Game in the Premier League today. Man United against Everton. It's 5 Live's featured commentary match from 4, with highlights of both games on BBC One tonight at 10:30.
I think something's wrong with my car.
Oh, slow down, Steve, please.
Why is bread?
Strawberries.
Right now on BBC Two, Mark Chapman with a preview of today's Premier League games on Match of the Day 2 Extra.
Extra, extra.
Excuse me. Afternoon, welcome to Match of the Day 2 Extra. We're on BBC Two, on 5 Live and on the BBC Sport website. Joining me today, Stoke Island goalkeeper Shay Given, former Ireland international Kevin Kilbane and the journalist Amy Lawrence. We're lucky to have Kevin and Shay. They've been stuck in the lift together for the past 10 minutes. It could have just been me and Amy got for 45 minutes. Right, you can join in as well. Hashtag BBC Football if you want to drop us a tweet, 85058 on the text. Coming up, Norwich have boosted their survival chances and harmed Newcastle's at the same time with that win at Carrow Road. Harry Kane scored, but Spurs dropped 2 points at Anfield, so Leicester can extend their lead at the top to 7 with victory over Southampton this lunchtime. And what next for Aston Villa, who are already, if you're being kind, on the brink of relegation? Some people will say they are down already. As far as the headlines are concerned in the papers, this morning the Mail's pull out. There's a picture of Harry Kane and the headline, "Have we blown it?" The Mirror, focuses on Newcastle's defeat to Norwich. It also says Danny Drinkwater signed a new contract at Leicester. And the Sun have focused on England with the headline, Rue armed auto pick. More about the headline than the story, maybe. Right, so Norwich 3, Newcastle 2 at Carrow Road. Before we get the thoughts of Shay and Kevin and Amy, let's hear from both managers.
I was disappointed at half-time because the first half we didn't play well. In the second half, I was really pleased with the reaction of the team. So the only positive is this, again, the reaction of the team that we have to do before. So if the other team react, it's fine, but we have to do before. And I said before, we scored 2 goals, and we were there. We had the control of the game. We could score the third goal, and we allowed them to score the third goal. And now it will be more difficult, but it's what we have. And we have 7 games to play, and we have to keep the confidence that we can do it, starting with the next game.
It's a pretty critical defeat, though, isn't it, given the status of the two teams today?
Yeah, we knew that could be like this. It's more, for me, the thing that upset you more is the way that we concede in the last minute of the first half or the second half. So that is really disappointing, but then we have to keep going.
Boy, you made it difficult.
Yeah, but listen, football's an entertainment sport, and I don't think anybody's going to...
You're telling us you did that on purpose?
No, I tell you what, it's not good for me, I can assure you. But I think anybody having been in the game today just went home with their money's worth, which is great, and I'm especially delighted for our supporters because, well, we'll start at the tournament round. That's sort of 3 games, we picked up 7 points, which is great after a real poor run for us, which was disappointing. But we need to try and build on that now.
It's obvious to say, isn't it, Kevin, that the momentum is with Norwich 7 out of a possible 9.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, they're scoring goals. That's the thing. We know they concede. They do concede. But when they're at home, crowd right behind them, I mean, it's, as you say, momentum is with them, Mark. And you can see them. You can see them scoring goals in the next few weeks. I think that's the way it's going to be with them. I think if they are going to stay up, it won't be keeping clean sheets and you know, winning 1-0. I think it will be they're going to have to go and beat sides.
We've spoken a lot on this programme, on other programmes, I suppose, Shay, about the psychological weakness of Norwich. And only looking at how Liverpool came back into it against them when Norwich were 3-1 up, West Ham coming from 2-0 down. So, as well as the 3 points, the fact that they allowed Newcastle back in twice and went on again and got a winner is as important, really.
Yeah, that's massive for them. You know, obviously, ex-Newcastle player, it's a golden day for Newcastle because it was built up all week, you know, as a kind of cup final for who's going to sort of stay up, and obviously Norwich won the game. But I think the belief in the Norwich camp looks like they've got it back, as you say, 7 points out of 9 games, and maybe 2 months ago they probably were maybe went on to at least draw that game or maybe even lose that game, but the confidence they got from the two previous games, given the real lift yesterday, you know, 6 points clear now of Newcastle at the bottom, and it's a big cushion for them.
And they now have Palace and Sunderland in their next 2 games,
They do. I mean, it's always felt like such a critical phase, but I think when you look at the body language of their players and the management, the club, the fans, everybody, you just could smell something in the air, if you like, at Carrow Road yesterday. Getting that, you know, you consider that Newcastle were chasing forward, trying to win the game, I mean, got themselves back in it late on, and it's on such a knife edge, and then to salvage from such an unexpected source, a left back who's not known for his goal scoring prowess. Just it's sometimes those moments that I think give people this sense of we've got a miracle here, we've got something on our, you know, the wind is behind us, and that can, I think, help them when they, you know, they've got 2 more big games for, you know, the situation at the bottom. But the fact that they're going into it believing we feel we can beat these teams around us, I think will give them massive.
I think it is a miracle as well. Listening to 5 Live yesterday, you got actually Chris Sutton sounding happy. I mean, the commentary yesterday driving home was fabulous. Listening to Ian Dennis and Chris Sutton at Carrow Road yesterday. Yeah, it was great. It was yesterday.
Are you off a new contract?
No, it was. Dennis was on fire yesterday. It was.
On the winning goal, I mean, you can see. Gary O'Neill said afterwards that if you'd had a spot the ball competition, he'd have guessed Olsen would put it to the right, but the place would miss it. But on the atmosphere, I suppose, I mean, Ian Dennis did say before that kind of feels of a playoff game.
It did, and I mean, that certainly came across yesterday. You know, not watching the game live, but listening to it. The atmosphere, it was upbeat. That's what you get when you go to Norwich. It's almost like when you go to watch Leicester as well. Leicester have got that real upbeat feel, even last season when they were struggling. Great atmosphere, and you certainly get that at Carrow Road. I think that's what we're driving on the other players.
And it's so easy when you're in that situation to have the fear. think that's
Evidence, evidence,
yeah.
officers.
Exactly, and the fact that they can take that
Officers,
and yes, not
evidence.
succumb to that fear, I think really bodes well.
Well, as you two revel in the atmosphere at Carrow Road, Shay here sort of sits quietly and stews. The position at the bottom of the table then, Palace have 34, Norwich have 31, Sunderland have 27 and Newcastle have 25. Norwich have played a game more than the other three, so 6 points from safety Newcastle with a game in hand.
Yeah, concern. I mean, they scored a late goal yesterday to get it to 2. I think it's 86 minutes. Mitrovic got the so-called equaliser. We thought Newcastle thought they had a point. And then to give away such a late goal in the 93rd minute is a real, kick in the teeth. And obviously Benitez was brought in. We spoke about it upstairs. He brought in to show up the defence, make them tight at the back, make them hard to beat. And it looked like that in the first game against Leicester away. They did look better, but you could see 3 goals that at a fellow relegation, candidate is a big disappointment, and they'll be scratching their heads today. Is it too late now to survive?
Were you surprised, given what Mitrovic had done against Sunderland, that he did at the start yesterday? That seems to be quite a bit of criticism around that. And one of the arguments the other way is that, well, they come back from international breaks and therefore
we don't know. I mean, he could have been carrying it off. You don't know what the circumstances were, but obviously his confidence is sky high, and in the bottom of the cast, his goals are so important. He's got 3 goals in the last 2 games, so I think it's imperative that he starts every game. But the concern, and has been all season for Newcastle, is they're leaking too many goals, and that's not a good ingredient if you want to
Please,
say.
under arrest, officer.
That is the thing with
You're
Newcastle.
under arrest.
They did get that bounce initially against Leicester.
Drop your gun.
When they conceded the goals,
in terms of performance rather than result.
Yeah, but you spoke there yesterday after Benitez spoke after the game. So the time that they conceded goals late in the first half, late in the second half, you've almost got to stage the game through. You see it through to half time, then you go in, you regroup, you get yourself back together, and you get organised. You have your chats amongst yourself, and then of course the manager has his say. But when you get yourself at 2-2 so late in the game, it's not the ideal result, but you just see it through. You just literally sit in, and you've got to almost have that siege mentality and just grind it out. Newcastle, it's almost like even with Benitez in there, you can't change the mentality of the players.
Like a turn at the
That
baby,
losing
turn
game
the
for some time.
taxi, and then she had a bag.
You can't work miracles in a short space of time.
And I think also it can't be helpful if your goalkeeper is such an important
Andrew, you forgot to put her seatbelt
have
on.
to deal with that as well. I feel a bit sorry for Newcastle from that point of view, but I just think you look at the
Now
way
there's cat
what
on
Benitez's
her belt.
characteristics are as a coach and the situation that Newcastle are in, and just can't help thinking, why didn't they do it sooner? You're leaving yourself such a short amount of time to try and influence the whole way that a team is playing. Well, I mentioned it to the boys upstairs. How quickly can you realistically turn around a defence that's got problems? How quickly can you get a group of players reorganised?
Oh,
And the pressure is on them to have to do it in such an intense circumstance. Not easy with the best one in the world. For a great organisation,
Right. I think it does take time, and I think Benitez probably realises that now, that you can have immediate effects on side, but it's going to be the same old flaws will still keep coming back unless you do it over a long period of time. That's the way it's going to be.
You can't change the players either.
No, exactly.
He got the players in March, wherever he took over, and as you say, maybe they should have done it earlier. Maybe they should have done it in January. He could have brought a couple of players and maybe changed their fortunes. But I think when he did take over in March, there's a statistic I read that any managers come in the bottom 3 in March have got 100% relegated, so they've gone down. So it's a damning verdict, and you would like to think that they maybe should have acted earlier, because it looks a big struggle now.
And if you do have to change your goalkeeper, and this isn't from a goalkeeper point of view, but from a defence point of view, how big a challenge is that for a back four to adapt to a different goalkeeper, in your experience?
Well, he's played a lot of games in the Championship. He's played over 100 games, I think, for Nottingham Forest, so he's not an inexperienced goalkeeper. He's inexperienced, yes, in the Premier League, and I suppose that makes a difference. I thought Alan Shearer got harsh last night today.
He always is.